President, please be seated. The court is back in session. Court officer, please usher 2TCCP 288 in the courtroom. And please invite also the TBO staff to the stand before the chamber. President, the Chamber wishes to inform all parties that during the questioning of the civil parties in relation to the victim impact statements, I encourage you all to focus your questions on victim impact. And if facts coming out of the statement of sufferings, these facts can be questioned. And please focus and concentrate your questions on those facts arising out of the statements. And you are invited to focus on the statement of the victim as well. There is no way that the trial chambers can include any civil party which have been already admitted by the judges. The pre-trial chamber and the co-investigating judges have already decided on the civil party application already. Good morning, Mr. Civil Party. What is your name? Answer. Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Tan Tim. Question. Mr. Tan Tim, when were you born? Answer. I was born on the 4th of April 1945. Question. Where is your current address? Please wait, Mr. Civil Party, for the microphone to be activated. Answer. I am living in Tulpongro village, Som Commune, Kiriwong district, in Takao province. President, thank you very much. What is your current occupation? Answer. I am a peasant rice farmer. President, what is your father's name? Answer. My father's name is Mein Tan. And what about your mother? What is her name? Her name is Praise At. What is your wife's name and how many children do you have together? Answer. My wife's name is Pantone. We have 6 children together. President, thank you very much, Mr. Tan Tim. As a civil party in the hearing, the chamber I will give the floor to you to make your victim impact statement, which you have experienced as the result of the injuries which have been inflicted upon you, and you will make a victim impact statement as well concerning the crimes committed by the accused Nunji and Kyo Sampon. The statement you will be made is related to the crimes which were committed in the period of 17 April 1975 to 6 January 1979. The Chamber will now give the floor to the lead co-lawyer to put question to this civil party in relation to the impacts that this civil party underwent. You may now proceed. Civil party lawyer. Thank you very much, Mr. President, Your Honors. Good morning, everyone, and good morning, Mr. Tan Tim. My name is Lao Jun Thi. I am one of the lawyer for civil party. I have several questions in relation to the sufferings that you experience. My first question is, on the 17th April 1975, where did you live? Civil party. On the 17th of April 1975, I lived in the refugee camp in Old Bike Arm, Phnom Penh. Lawyer, thank you. On that day, was there any incident happening afterwards? Answer. After the victory of Pol Pot clique, I was evacuated to live in Swaiwa village, Campaign commune, Kiriwong district, Takao province. Lawyer, thank you. When you settle in with Swaiwa village, you were together with your family, you were living there. What kind of work were you assigned to do? Civil party. After the evacuation, upon our arrival, I was asked to do the farming. I was asked to carry out the termite mount sways and paddle the water wheels. We had 6 cattle for the ploughing in a plot of 3 hectares land. In a plot of 1 hectare land, rather. Lawyer, thank you very much. Then, in 1976, where did you work? Answer. In 1976, I was evacuated again to live in Chi Mariak village, Kampeng Commune, Kiriwong district, Takao province. I was asked to plough the fields, and I had 6 cattle to plough the field of 1 hectare, and I was asked to carry the termite mound soil and also to paddle the water wheel. In 1970s, what about in 1978? Where were you moved? In what unit were you moved? Questioned by a civil party lawyer. Answer. In 1977, I was again evacuated to live in Tropang Trao village, Tropang Thom Khang Cheung Commune, Tamka district, Takao province. At that time, I was asked to work in the ox cart units. One day, my unit was asked to carry and transport the timber log at Phnom Poh Tapong. And upon our arrival at 8 p.m., we were asked to unload the timbers at our units. When we were at our units and after we had a gruel, we were about to sleep. And when we was about to sleep, when we was about to lay ourselves on the floor, the unit chief came to me and asked me to join a meeting. I was thinking in my mind that normally the 17th of April, people had never been called to a meeting. After I was called, I came down from my house, and this individual was walking in front of me, and I was following him. I was asked to join a meeting. I arrived at the militia station, and 4 of the militiamen came out of the unit. I was held tightly, and I was tied up with the string. My hand was tied to the back of my hand was tied. My hand was tied behind my back. I thought that I would die after that time with no guilt. I was beaten. I was interrogated, where I was asked where I was living before. I was asked to tell the truth. They asked such question to me immorally. They called me contemptible, and I was asked what I did in Phnom Penh. In my response, I said I was never a former soldier. I was a worker to collect the firewood for sales. Even I was in the refugee camps, I was only a worker there. After the beatings by one another, the question was put on me again and again about my previous occupation, and I was threatened that I would not be released if I did not tell the truth. And once again, I told them that I was only a worker who went to find and collect the firewood for sale. And after beating and interrogation, I was transported on a horse cart to Ongroka area. To Ongroka market. I believe that Ongroka market was used as the office of their office at that time. I was kicked and I fell off the horse cart. And they told a man by the name Ruo that they told Taruos about me, and Taruos had a beard and mustache. Taruos took a rifle, AK rifle, and asked me to walk past the field. I was walking in front of Taruos. He was alone at that time. Once again, in my heart, I thought that I would be killed with just a shot. And I was walking past the field west of Ongroka market. At that time, I saw a lantern. The lights coming out of a lantern, and I thought that that place was the killing site. There was a hall there. There was a hall there in the prison office, and the hall wall was made out of wood. Tameng was the prison chief. Tameng unlocked the door, and I was pushed into the cells. It was sounds of people in the cell, and the light was turned on. The lantern was turned on, and shackles were brought in, and I was shackled to both of my ankles. And there was a iron rod putting below the shackle. And at that time, my hands were tied behind my back, and I could not shackle myself. And seeing that, they shackled me with the rod below it. And after I was shackled, my hands were untied. I felt very painful in my hands because I was tied behind my back. I was upset at that time. I did not commit any wrongs. However, I was taken to be tortured. I was seriously tortured. Only if I had guilt, I would dare to accept and admit my guilt. However, as I said, I was not guilty. I was put there day and night without releasing to go anywhere else. I was put in that place for a period of 3 months. For the previous, for the prisoner who had already been there, one of your ankle was shackled. As for me, the new prisoner, both of my ankles were shackled. So it was very hard for me to sleep. Counsel, thank you very much, Mr. Civil Party. You stated just now that there was a unit chief. His name was Pon. You mentioned about the militiamen who came to arrest you. So what were their names? Can you tell the court? Answer. Tase was the leader of the militia men. He was quite young at that time, and as for four other militiamen, I did not know their names. Counsel, thank you. You said that after you were arrested and then you were tied and you were also bitten. So what did they use to beat you? Answer. I was bitten with the bamboo stick. It's about the size of my lower arm. So I was bitten with this kind of bamboo stick and I was interrogated. Lawyer, thank you. When you were bitten, you said that you were bitten by one another. So how did they beat you? They beat me one after another. After one I was tired, another man came in to beat me until I passed out. After I got conscious, I was transported on a horse car to Angkor and detained. I was detained there. Lawyer, how did you know that you were sent to Angkor? So how did you come to know the place? Answer. At first, I did not know that the place was Angkor. After I was detained within that place, and after three months of my detention, I knew the place. Since you asked me now about this, I am telling you that at first I did not know that the place was Angkor. After my release, I was asked to dig a pond in front of Angkor market, and at that time I knew that the place was Angkor. Someone told me about this. Lawyer, thank you. You stated that upon your arrival at Angkor, you knew a person by the name May. This individual was the prison chief. Beside him, did you know any other one else? Answer. Upon my arrival at the prison, and after the 3 months in detention, day and night, during my detention, I did not know anyone. But after I was released, I knew that Main was the prison chief, and there was No and Chung. 3 of them were at the prison. 3 of them were working at the prison. Lawyer, thank you. During the time that you were in Angkor, you said that you were shackled. Both of your ankles were shackled. Was only one of your ankles shackled, or were both of your ankles shackles. And what about food ration? How was your food ration? Did anything happen to you during your detention? Were you bitten while you were detained? Answer. When I was detained within that place, I was not beaten up. I was put in the cell in the prison, and I was shackled. I was not beaten up. As for food ration, I had just a few grains of cold rice. Actually, they use the cold rice to cook a gruel, and I could have the gruel made out of a few rice grain only. Counsel, thank you very much. You said that both of your ankles were shackled. So how long were you shackled? How painful was it? And did you sustain any wound or injury on your ankles as the result of you were being shackled? Civil Party, thank you very much, Mr. Civil Party lawyer. I was in the prison for a certain period of time, and they used the iron rock combined with the shackle to detain me. The all prisoners were released to work while I was being detained, and I was shackled with the iron rod put below my ankle. Then they used the iron rod to put in the ring of the shackle, and it missed. They missed the ring, and the iron rod hit my ankle. I was bleeding at that time. It was so hurt. There was no medicine to cure my wound, and the injury sustained till today. If you do not believe me, I can show you. And as of today, if I am sitting for too long, my ankle would be swelling.
Counsel, thank you. When you were shackled, and as you said, they didn't pay attention or didn't care about you, and when they inserted or removed the iron rod, it inflicted wound on your ankle. Can you tell the court about the pain that you suffered during that time? Answer. The pain inflicted upon me at that time was indescribable. I didn't think that I could survive. I suffered the pain physically and emotionally. We could not even relieve ourselves properly. And since I was born, I never experienced such a pain until the time of the Khmer Rouge regime. We were put into row, feet to feet, the female was placed on one row, and the male prisoners were put on another row, and there was a footpath in the middle, and it was very, very difficult for us to relieve ourselves. There was a pot for us to relieve in, and then we had to adjust ourselves and our ankle in order to be able to put the container underneath to relieve oneself. And as I just said, I thought I would die. And in fact, one prisoner who was nearby me died from the lack of food, and his body remained there for 2 nights and 3 days before it was removed. And he died, as I said, due to hunger. His name was Pat. He was just lying next to me before he died. And that also made me think that my turn would come soon. Counsel, thank you. And facing such a horrible condition in the prison, as you just described, and when you were put into that detention building, were there other prisoners there before you were put into that building? And if so, were they all males, females, or were there any children detained? Answer. In that building, there were female prisoners, and as I described, female prisoners were put into a row, and we, the male prisoners, were put into another row, and we were feet to feet. And from my recollection, there were about 10 male prisoners, and there were roughly about 10 female prisoners. There was another female prisoner. She was shackled, and she had a young baby whom she breastfed, and I did not know the reason for her detention. I could not imagine why she was detained there with her young baby. Counsel, thank you. After you were arrested and placed in the detention building, was your wife or family members informed of your arrest? Answer. My family members did not know anything about my arrest, not even the neighbors. When they noticed that I disappeared, they thought that I died. But incidentally, I met a young woman. She was asked to go and work at the Tulkruk Canal, and she saw me carrying dirt near the road. As I was asked to dig, to carry the earth in order to dig that place to build a pond, and I was ordered to carry 3 cubic meters of earth per day. And when she saw me carrying dirt from building a pond, she talked to me briefly, but besides that, I had any contact with my family members or with anybody else. Counsel, thank you. Did you lose any family members during that regime? Or did you lose any property, namely your house? Or did you suffer from any emotional harm? Answer. Of course, the loss did happen. As for the property, I did not bring along much when we were forced to leave Phnom Penh. And then all the property that I had was confiscated. And when I was put into the prison, the only thing I had was just a pant and a shirt that I was wearing. Counsel, thank you. And finally, do you wish to make any statement, or you wish to raise any, or do you have any requests for the chamber? Civil party. I have two questions that I'd like to put to the two accused in their capacity as the leaders of that regime. Counsel interrupts. Mr. Civil Party, if you wish to make a request or to put a question to the accused, you need to make it through the president of the chamber. Civil party. My request is for the judges and the officials of the court to find me a justice. First of all, I suffered physical injury, and my health is not as strong as it's supposed to be. And the important thing is for you, for the bench, to find me justice. Counsel, you haven't answered my previous question as whether you lost any family members during the regime. Civil party. My family members survived, and when the ammunition warehouse exploded, we were released. And when the Vietnamese entered Cambodia, then they did not monitor us anymore. And I did not lose any family members. Counsel, thank you. And I just said that if you have any questions to be put to the accused, you can do that through the president of the chamber. If you have any question. Civil party. I have two questions. The first question is the following. Do you, the two accused, acknowledge that there was a security center at Ong Roka? I was detained there, and that is the truth. I did not fabricate this story. And my second question is the following. Do you accept the responsibility, and can you explain about the crimes that were committed? These are the two questions that I have. Counsel, thank you. And I don't have any further question, Mr. President. President, the Chamber wishes to inform Mr. Tan Tim that after ascertaining the position of both accused on 8 January 2015 regarding the exercise of the right to remain silent, the Chamber notes that the two accused maintains their express position unless and until such time the Chamber is expressly informed otherwise by the co-accused or their counsels. It is therefore incumbent upon them to inform the Chamber in a timely and efficient manner should the accused resolve to waive the right to remain silent and be willing to respond to questions by the bench or relevant parties at any stage of the proceedings. However, as of today, the Chamber is not informed that the co-accused have changed their express position and thus agreed to provide their responses to questions. And I'd like to inform Mr. Tan Tim about the questions that you put to the accused. And I'd like now to hand the floor to the co-prosecutor to put a question to this civil party regarding the statement of suffering and harms.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just to let you know, we will have quite a few questions to put regarding two topics in particular. First, his detention at Angroka, which he just spoke about, and also then his transfer from Kirivong district to Tramkak district.
President Koravisa, could you check with the AV unit about the interpretation system? President, the Deputy International Co-Prosecutor, you can resume.
Merci, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. President. As I was saying, we will have quite a few questions to put to the civil party regarding essentially two topics. His detention.
President, there is no interpretation at all. Could the court officer please check with the AV unit? President, the Deputy International Co-Prosecutor, please switch to another microphone. Don't use that one.
Thank you, Mr. President. As I was saying, contrary to the other civil parties who are...
President, I think there is still a technical glitch.
Mr. President, I hope now everything is working. As I was saying, contrary to the other civil parties who are speaking very briefly during these 2 days, Tan Tim, who is here present today, will be questioned at length, in particular regarding 2 topics: his detention at Androkar, as well as his transfer from Kirivong district to Tramkok district. So therefore I don't believe I will be able to finish before 11:30. So I'm going to react to what you said earlier on, and first of all speak about the Angrokar prison.
President Council Coupe, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think I would agree with the co-prosecutor in the sense that I think this is a potentially very interesting witness who could tell us many things about his experiences. And I have actually no objection in itself to the intended questions from the prosecution. However, if we can now all agree in this courtroom that we are far away going from hearing a civil party simply on victim impact, then I would be happy, and then we can just treat this civil party who was giving very interesting testimony as a proper witness, so we can all agree on this. This is actually my point. We're not talking anymore about civil impact at all. We're talking about a very interesting witness who could give very interesting testimony.
President and the International Deputy Co-Prosecutor, you can proceed. And in fact, the Chamber reminded all the parties this morning that we have limited time to hear the statement of impact, and it will only happen today and tomorrow, so frame your questions accordingly, and we still have 6 more civil parties to go through.
Thank you. My first question, and I didn't hear any answer with regard to the topic I'm going to question you about. So when you were arrested, when you were in Trapeang Trang Kang Chung commune, what were you accused of? Why were you arrested?
I was arrested because my elder daughter was in the unit and she ran away together with Ian Jane, who testified before me. In fact, they stole sugar cane from the unit, and she was arrested and beaten, and she was forced to confess that I was a former lieutenant in Phnom Penh, and because she was young, she just confessed so. And then I was arrested for that reason.
Thank you for this answer. I would like to understand precisely with regard to the period of your detention, period of your arrest. You said that you were detained for 3 months. So did you remain at An Rokar prison until the Vietnamese arrived?
When the Vietnamese arrived and fought against the Khmer Rouge, then the ammunition depot got caught in a fire and exploded.
Fine. And that is how you were able to run away. Are you sure you stayed for 3 months there, or maybe you stayed longer, or for a shorter period of time?
I remained in detention not for exactly 3 months. When I said I was there for 3 months, it means when I was there day and night for 3 months. And of course, prisoners were not allowed to be detained freely. We were let out to work in the field. Initially, I was detained day and night in the building for 3 months, and after the 3-month period, May questioned or interrogated me again about where I was during the 70, 72, 74, and 75, and I responded accordingly. And after the 3-month period, I was let to work outside in the field. And this does not mean I was released after the 3-month detention. I was detained in 1978 until the time the Vietnamese attacked.
So you were detained for about how long, according to this system, when you were detained during the day and at night? So for how long did you remain in that situation?
The total period of my detention actually started from 1978, and I was put in the detention building day and night for 3 months. Then those who were detained previously were let out to work during the daytime, and then they were brought back into the building at night time. And one day when those previous prisoners were let out to work in the morning, then May interrogated me, and after the interrogation period was over, then I was allowed to go and work outside. And allow me to speak freely and truthfully here. Initially, when I was allowed to work outside, I was asked to carry water to water the vegetable near the prison building. And at that time, I did not have any thong to wear. I walked barefoot, and it was very painful since it was very hot. But because I wanted to survive, so I worked hard by watering the vegetable. nearby the prison building. I went to carry the water from a pond nearby.
Well, to conclude with regard to this period, can you tell me if it's so that you stayed at Androka for several months while being detained at night?
At night time, we were put back into the detention building and we were shackled. And only during the daytime that we were let out to work. And in the evening, then we were put back and shackled in the building.
Thank you. Now I would like to go back to the whole process that brought you to Anroka. You said that you arrived at Anroka market and you were entrusted to someone by the name Ro, and in document E3/5034 on page 2, you said that Ro was a militia chief. How did you get to know his name? And how did you get to understand his position?
I did not know whether he was the militia chief at the district level or at another level, but I saw him carrying an AK-47 rifle.
Est-ce que c'est lui qui vous a...
Was he the one who told you that his name was Ro, or was it someone else who told you that?
At the beginning, I did not know that was his name, but after I had stayed there during the day and night time, and then when I was allowed to work during the daytime, I was told about his name.
Merci.
Thank you. Was it the same Paul who accompanied you to Angroka or someone else?
The person who took me from Trapang Thum commune, or from the village where I stayed, was Se, not Ruh. And I was taken from the village, and then I was handed over to Taruh. And let me say, Se, who was a commune militiaman, took me to Taruh. And Taruh, from my understanding, was probably at a commune militia level, and then he had an AK-47 rifle with me, and he took me into the detention building. President, thank you, Deputy Co-Prosecutor, and thank you, Mr. Civil Party. It is time for a recess. We will recess now and resume at 1:30 this afternoon. And court officer, please assist the Civil Party during the lunch break and invite him as well as the TPO staff to the courtroom this afternoon at 1:30, and security personnel join Sati to take Kisampon back into the waiting room downstairs and have him back into the courtroom this afternoon before 1:30. The court is now in recess.
សូមអញ្ជើញក្រោកឈរ